My name is Alex Reynolds, a journalist with the Ravensbrück Gazette. I had spent years reporting on mundane town events until the whispers of an unsolved mystery reached my ears. The townsfolk spoke in hushed tones about a series of gruesome murders that had haunted Ravensbrück for decades. The elusive killer was known only as the Phantom. Intrigued by the mystery and fueled by an insatiable curiosity, I delved into the archives of the Gazette. Yellowing newspaper clippings chronicled the horror that had gripped Ravensbrück since the 1960s. The Phantom struck sporadically, leaving a trail of fear and bewilderment. The victims were seemingly unrelated, and the methods of murder varied, making it impossible to predict the killer's next move. As I combed through the articles, the name Margaret Collins caught my eye. She was the first victim, a young schoolteacher brutally murdered in her quaint cottage. The brutality of the crime sent shockwaves through the town, and fear settled like a dense fog over Ravensbrück. No one suspected that this would be the beginning of a reign of terror that would span generations. The Phantom's signature was the lack of a discernible pattern. Some victims were strangled, others stabbed, and a few were found drowned in the serene Ravensbrück River. The randomness of the killings made it impossible for the authorities to anticipate the killer's next move. My investigation led me to Detective Robert Harris, a seasoned officer who had spent the better part of his career grappling with the enigma of the Phantom. Harris, worn by the weight of unsolved cases, welcomed my interest in the cold trail. He shared files, crime scene photos, and the haunting details of each murder. One chilling evening, as raindrops tapped against the windowpanes, Detective Harris recounted the tale of Amelia Turner, a vibrant artist whose life was extinguished in the most macabre manner. Amelia's body was discovered in her art studio, surrounded by her own masterpieces, each painting reflecting a twisted narrative of her final moments. The town's desperation reached its peak in the 1980s when a group of citizens formed a vigilante task force, convinced they could unveil the Phantom's identity. The self-proclaimed Ravensbrück protectors patrolled the streets at night, armed with a misguided sense of justice. However, the Phantom eluded them, leaving behind a string of botched investigations and innocent lives shattered. As my investigation continued, I unearthed a peculiar connection among the victims. Each had a unique, rare tattoo, an intricate symbol that held no apparent significance. It was a detail overlooked by the initial investigators, lost in the chaos of the crimes. The discovery fueled my determination to crack the code, unravel the mystery, and bring an end to the Phantom's reign of terror. Late one night, as the town slumbered under a blanket of stars, I received an anonymous letter. The sender claimed to have crucial information about the Phantom's identity. Skeptical yet hopeful, I arranged a clandestine meeting in the abandoned Ravensbrück Mill, a place with a history steeped in secrecy. The informant, hidden in the shadows, revealed startling details about a secret society that operated within Ravensbrück, a clandestine group that went by the name the Silent Brotherhood. According to the informant, members of this society held positions of influence in the town and were believed to be protecting the Phantom. The revelation sent shivers down my spine. I began to connect the dots, realizing that the Phantom wasn't just a lone killer but a puppet in the hands of a malevolent force operating in plain sight. Determined to expose the truth, I delved deeper into the town's history, unveiling a web of deceit, corruption, and ancient rituals. The final pieces of the puzzle fell into place during a stormy night, reminiscent of the one when Margaret Collins met her tragic end. The Silent Brotherhood had roots dating back centuries, and their dark practices were intrinsically linked to the land Ravensbrück stood upon. The murders were not random, they were ritualistic, a sinister pact to maintain the balance of power within the secret society. With this newfound knowledge, I confronted Detective Harris, revealing the sinister truth that had eluded him for years. The Phantom wasn't just a murderer, it was a tool, wielded by the Silent Brotherhood to eliminate those who posed a threat to their influence. Armed with evidence and the support of a few brave souls in Ravensbrück, we confronted the members of the Silent Brotherhood. The ensuing battle between truth and secrecy unfolded in the heart of the town, exposing the darkness that had lurked in the shadows for generations. As the truth emerged, the townsfolk were torn between disbelief and horror. The once respected members of the Silent Brotherhood were unmasked, their malevolent intentions laid bare. The revelation marked the end,